soon all these things that we see will pass away, and only what's done under the will of God will last forever. And hi everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Rachel, and today is January 13. It's actually Tuesday, and let me check. Yeah, it's January 13. And today I've read the introduction of First John here in my ESV Bible, and I also read the first and second chapter of First John. So the book of John was written by Jesus Apostle John the Beloved. But what I would like to focus on in sharing today is the verse that struck me today, and it is found in First John chapter 2 verses 15 to 17. So this is how it goes. Do not love the world. Do not love the world or the things in the world. If anyone loves the world, the love of the Father is not in him. For all that is in the world, the desires of the flesh and the desires of the eyes and the pride of life, is not from the Father, but is from the world. And the world is passing away along with its desires. But whoever does the will of God abides forever. So I have a question for every one of us. And this is, do you want to live forever? Do you want to abide forever? So, of course, that is what I felt when I read this verse again today. That is what I realized again, that I want to abide forever in God. I want to last forever. And lasting forever only meant being with Jesus in his kingdom for all eternity. Of course, all of us are souls, we will last forever, but there are only two destinations when our life on earth is done. It's in hell without the presence of God, eternally separated from God, from Jesus Christ, from the Holy Spirit. And another one is being with God, which is in heaven for all eternity. So I read the explanation at the bottom of the Bible, and this is what it says. In chapter 2 verse 15 to 17, it talks about the lure of this fleeting age. The love of the Father implants a desire to break with idolization of the world. When we have the love of the Father in our hearts, the desire of the things of this world naturally vanishes. Nothing is appealing anymore when we have the love of the Father inside our hearts. It says here that the love of the Father implants a desire to break with the idolization of the world. Suddenly, when you realize about the magnitude of God's love, you the things of this world doesn't impact you the way it impacted you before. Like the value that most people see of the things in this world, it doesn't you don't see it that way anymore, because what is more valuable to you is the love of the Father that is in you. So let me continue. In verse 15, it explains that do not love the world should not be read as an utter rejection of the world. For God loved the world, John 3:16. Rather, John warns against devotion to a world system that is opposed to God. Love of the Father probably carries a double meaning, referring both to the love God has for his people and the love they have for him. The former generates the latter. And then in verse 16 it says, in warnings against all that is in the world, John does not demonize the whole created order. Rather, he gives examples such as desires of the flesh, the desires of the eyes, and the pride of life. R- Um, of what Rather, he gives examples of what the believer should guard against. Human desires are part of God's creation and therefore is not inherently evil, but they become twisted when not directed by and toward God. Verse 17. The world is passing away. It means its appearance of permanence is deceptive. History is not an endless cycle, but is speeding toward a conclusion willed by God. So, as for abides forever, it says, Augustine in a sermon on this text wrote, hold fast to Christ, for you he became temporal, so that you might partake of eternity. So, Augustine said this in his homilies on the first epistle of John, chapter 2, verse 10. So, this is what really resonated with me today, because for my life, as I have mentioned on the past verse that I have shared, I am prone to worrying, and worry is a form of pride. And here again, I feel the reminder of the Lord na that we should not love the world, that we should not love the world or the things of this world, because it reminded us that its appearance of permanence is deceptive. It reminds us that soon and very soon, all these things on this earth will come to an end. This earth will come to an end. This earth will be destroyed. And everything that we have worked for, if it is not worked, if it is not done for the glory of God, if it is not done according to God's purposes, it will just be destroyed. And God is warning us He's reminding us that we should only do His will. We should only do what He wants us to do, and not the things that we think is good, but in reality, good only in our own motives, but according to God, it's still not what He wants us to do. I hope you're getting what I'm saying. So, yeah, so that's what really God is, I think, I believe is speaking into my heart right now. And I hope that as you listen to this message today, I hope that it will also be a reminder for you to, for us, for all of us, not to love this world. And if suddenly again we are tempted to worry, we just need to run into the presence of God, to ask the Holy Spirit to give us peace in our hearts, to guide our every steps, every thoughts, and every actions, and that we might only do what He wants us to do. Because soon, all these things that we see will pass away, and only what's done um, under the will of God will last forever. And we want to last forever, right? We want to be with Him when Jesus comes again, or when Jesus takes our life, when God the Father takes our life. We want to be with Him for all eternity. So that's what I want to say today, and I hope it encouraged you as well. So, bye.